UTPA men's basketball with 4 games in 5 days. We'll see how they did. Ever wonder what a women's soccer coach does in the year before his team begins? We'll give you that answer. And come meet the youngest full-time assistant coach in NCAA Division I women's basketball. This is Bronc Country. Welcome to Bronc Country. I'm Jonah Goldberg. The University of Texas Pan American men's basketball team recently completed an incredible stretch of games. The season started with 6 games in 9 days. You could call it 5 games in 7 days, or 4 games in 5 days, or even 3 games in 3 days, but no matter how you slice it, there was a lot of basketball being played. The Broncs opened up the Texas A&M-Corpus Christi tournament with a home game against Huston-Tillotson, and this was the week of Javon Farrell. After starting the season 0 for 7 from behind the arc, Farrell connects not once, not twice, but thrice. And then just for good measure, Farrell threw in a dunk, part of his team-high 18 points. Also the start of a strong stretch for Shaquille Hines. Now, you can go with this dunk, or you can go with that dunk. You can go with this layup, or you can go with that layup. Hines scored all of his career-high 11 points in the second half as the Broncs rolled to a 94-62 victory. Season-high 5 Broncs reached double figures in scoring, while 2 more had 9 points. The Broncs shot a scorching 47% from the field while picking up their first win.
It's definitely always good for any team to have multiple people in double digits, and 5 players. That's exceptional, but the way we move the ball, we should always have 5 players in double figures or close to it.
I was excited that Javon got his 3-point shot going and Majewski continued to throw his in. So still just kind of searching for rotations, though.
Also in that game, redshirt freshman Blake Provost, the brother of recently graduated 1,000-point scorer Brandon Provost, scored the first 5 points of his career with 3 rebounds and an assist in 11 minutes.
I was really happy. I was really excited to go out there and play with all these guys. We practiced really hard, so I was happy I can get out there and make a contribute to my team.
Well, he's quick and he's scrappy and he's a tough kid. And you know what? No matter what time of the game you're in and what you're doing, you can impress a coach. And Blake did an impressive job tonight. So he struggled a couple other times when he's gone in this year, but I was really happy for him. He's a good kid and he works hard.
On to Corpus Christi for the round-robin portion of the tournament. Broncs facing Tennessee Tech. Broncs trailed by as many as 9 in the first, but here in the second, it's a different story. Shaq Hines with the tip-in. Broncs up 52-45. Javon Farrell had another big game. Layup puts the Broncs up 63-55. Justin Leathers came up big as well. This layup part of his double-double. And then with about 4 minutes left, Hines will put the Broncs up 76-69. But the Golden Eagles respond with a 9-2 run to tie it. And with 4.5 seconds left, let's listen in.
So Farrell bounced the Boga backcourt with 3, with 2. The desperation heave goes in! Jack Boga from half court! Broncs win!
That shot gave Boga a career-high tying 17 points, one of his 2 3-pointers on the night. Farrell led the way again with 23 points. Leathers with his first double-double of the season. Hines had his second straight 11-point game, but it's the shot that people will remember most about this game.
It's crazy. I just, coach told me to attack the rim. Did a little hesitation, seen a little space and shot it, hit it. Lucky shot.
This guy here makes a lot of threes in practice. He can shoot, but he doesn't like to make them in the game, except that last one. Maybe you're shooting from too close in.
Probably.
Broncs faced off against IPFW on Saturday. Shaq Hines with the early baby hook brings the Broncs within 3-2. IPFW got off to a strong start, but Javon Farrell took over. Gets the Broncs within 10-6 there. Then he comes in and gets the basket plus the foul, hits the free throw to bring the Broncs within 14-10. Well, now it's 16-10, but Farrell, undaunted, hits the layup to bring the Broncs within 4. And then next time down the court, it's Farrell again. Gets the Broncs within 16-14. Move ahead to the second half. Bronx still trailing, not for long. Shaquille Hines banks it in, draws the foul, hits the free throw, gives the Bronx their first lead at 46-45. A little later on, Bronx down 2, Shaq Boga, open lane, ties it at 53, but the Mastodons go on to win 66-60. Farrell led the Bronx with 22 points on 9 of 16 shooting. Hines with his third straight 11-point game, again tying his career high. And how about Christian Hildebrandt? Career high 8 points while going 6 for 7 from the field. The Bronx closed out the tournament against host Texas A&M-Corpus Christi, and Shaq Boga had it working early. Scored the Bronx' first 5 points to keep them within 6-5. The Islanders came out firing. The Bronx tried to stay close. Hurley Johnson hits the 3 there. Josh Cleveland comes up with the jumper. And Javon Farrell finds a few different ways to get 3 points. Starts with the old-fashioned 3-point play here. And then the new school triple here. But the Islanders go on to win 72-61. Farrell led the Bronx in scoring for the 5th straight game with 19 points on 7 of 15 shooting. Shaq Hines scored a career-high 13 points as well. Now with 6 games and 9 days under the Bronx belt, Coach Hipsher has learned quite a bit about his team.
We still haven't settled into a rotation yet. The different guys have supplied something different for us on different nights. You kind of, just testing the lineup. But Javon has been pretty consistent. Hines has been pretty consistent. Leathers has been pretty consistent. Between Latte and Cleveland, we've gotten, some play there at the 5 spot, although a little bit inconsistently. But, we're just looking for guys who can support in the lineup. And I thought Hurley Johnson gave us some good minutes yesterday, and we need his explosive athletic ability out there.
One positive for the Bronx was Farrell, who averaged 20.5 points per game to earn all tournament team honors.
Javon played very well. He was a consistent performer for us, scoring the ball, made some good defensive plays, and very much deserved to be an all-tournament player. And to be honest, he needs to play that way for us to be successful. He's got to perform like that.
Here's a look at the WAC non-conference standings. As you can see, no one has played as many games as the Bronx, who are one of 6 two-win teams. Defending champion New Mexico State leads the way with a 3-1 record. Next up for the Bronx is UTSA on Thursday.
I know they're an established program, Conference USA opponent that'll have athletes, and they've played a pretty tough schedule thus far. I think they lost at Houston by about 15, so very comparable to us, and like all of them, it'll be a dogfight.
As for the UTPA women's basketball team, they had an 8-day break between games, which gave them time to work on a few things. Romeo Villarreal has more.
Now that the women's basketball team has gotten 2 games under their belt, they've enjoyed a 9-day break between games, which has given them the chance to study tape and figure out where they can improve before their next game.
Well, we're continually trying to get better defensively. We got to rebound better, but we got to put the ball in put the orange ball in the orange hoop with the net on it, and we're going to be tougher. We're going to be tougher physically. We're going to be tougher mentally because of the road trips that we take in the WAC. Are going to be Thursday, Saturday games. and they're going to be tough trips, and we got to get tougher mentally.
Yeah. We're actually working on getting better, as far as pressing and transition. So we should be ready. Our defense is the key. If we play defense good, our offense will come. So defense is the key.
The Bronx' next 2 games are against Texas Lutheran and Virginia Commonwealth here at the UTPA Fieldhouse. And Coach Tidwell is confident he knows what needs to get done to get the W.
We play Texas Lutheran College. A good friend of mine, Mel Dixon, is the head coach. Excellent coach, so they're going to be well prepared. And I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't throw a zone at us the whole time. They're going to make us hit some shots. And then we play Virginia Commonwealth on Thursday night, and they're very athletic, very long. And it's a team that's going to give us plenty of trouble because they hit the boards hard. And from one of the video I've seen them, they're really tough kids, so we're going to have to bow up and play hard.
Reporting from the UTPA Fieldhouse for Bronc Country, this is Romeo Villarreal.
And although the Bronx are already a few games in, season tickets are still available. Men's tickets start at $75, women's tickets start at $50. Get them now before it's too late. 7 months ago, UTPA hired Glad Bugariu to be the first head coach in Bronx women's soccer history. Coming up on Bronc Country, we'll find out what exactly he's been doing since then.
commercial brought to you by Lax Furniture, an official sponsor of the University of Texas Pan American Intercollegiate Athletics.
Brave and bold, silver and gold.
We're on a mission.
Aggie up.
Bronc Country just got a whole lot bigger.
Mighty Wolverines of UVU.
Join the herd. Lopes up.
Bold moves, big season, grew up.
We are the new gold standard.
We will be champions.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Glad Bugariu arrived on campus in May as the first women's soccer head coach in UTPA history. His team, however, isn't here yet. The Broncs don't start play until 2014, so while the NCAA tournament goes on, the question is, what does a coach without a team do all day? Alex Pena has the details.
We will be here for preseason camp August 7th. So that's when we'll see the 2014 team make its debut. I'm sure that'll be a big event. You know, we have quite a number of players committed. We're still working on rounding up that class. But up until that point, I'm in the small office, which serves its purposes because all I'm really doing is I'm on the road, I'm on the phone, and I'm writing emails. National Signing Day is February 5th. And after that day is over, I will feel very, very good because then I can talk about players directly, and then I will know for a fact that these players are coming to the University of Texas Pan American. And obviously, you know, we know that a verbal commitment is a verbal commitment, and we trust that all these players will come. But it feels great to get past that day. For the most part, I try to make sure that I'm not letting the work overtake me. I'm always on top of everything. So I think I do a very good job of being very organized and keeping up with work. So my paperwork doesn't get behind, my recruiting doesn't get behind, and my scheduling doesn't get behind. And then plus the ordering of equipment and planning out sessions and all that is always done in a timely fashion. I try to stay fairly organized Monday through Sunday, know exactly what I'm doing each day, so nothing ever gets left behind. Once we get through the initial recruiting phase and they commit to us, you know, we try to keep up with them by watching their games whenever their tournaments that we go to, through emails, because there's always things to do for them now. They have to complete their FAFSA, they have to apply to school, they have to get all their information to the clearinghouse, and then we also want to get to know them a little bit more than just soccer. So we call them on the phone. When I say we, I mean I. I call them on the phone, I speak to them, make sure that everything is going smooth. And obviously we try to go out and watch them play some more and just see how they continue their development, because obviously they're still 6-7 months away before they come out to play for me.
If you want to help build the women's soccer program at UTPA, donate to the Bronc Athletic Fund today. You can become a member of the BAF for just $50 a year. All of the money raised goes directly to student-athlete scholarships, so visit BroncAthleticFund.com today to see how you can make a meaningful impact on the lives of student-athletes. Coach Bugariu has been coaching for a few years now. He even has a Coach of the Year award to his credit, but it certainly wasn't easy getting into coaching. It's one of the toughest professions to get into, especially at the Division I level, and that's just as true in women's basketball. It's rare to get a full-time assistant coaching gig at the age of 23, but Hannah Burleson did just that, and the Broncs are happy to have her aboard. Lucy Barrera has the story.
At the age of 23, most people are concerned with trying to get into graduate school or trying to find a job, not helping run a Division I basketball team.
If I thought that I would come down here and, you know, finish my master's, and then whenever he'd talked to me a little bit about the positioning open up, and he had said to apply, and so I went ahead and applied, and then they called me sometime the beginning of May, and then my first official day was May 15th.
23-year-old Hannah Burleson is the youngest assistant coach in Division I women's basketball.
I knew coming into it that I was pretty young for the job, for the title, but it was probably about in June when Jonah sent the initial email. It was like, hey, do we have anyone younger than this girl somewhere? And I was like, I think I'm younger, so.
While she may only be 23 years old, Coach Tidwell is confident in her abilities.
She's young, and the youngest Division I assistant coach in the country, but it doesn't matter to me because I know how her work ethic is, and you've got to have production. I mean, it's just sort of like if I'm going to play a freshman like Shantae Goff, for instance. If she produces, she'll play. It's all about production and getting things done. And the thing I like about Hannah, I can give her 2 or 3 things to do, and by the time it gets back to me, she's got 8 or 9 things done.
Hannah, whose parents are also coaches, knows the hard work that goes into coaching a successful team.
She reads off me. Again, it's a coach's kid. I mean, and they know what, you know, as they grow up, they see what their parents go through as coaches, and they understand the hours, they understand the work ethic, they understand what it takes to develop a winning program.
In spite of her age, Hannah has already showed maturity in and out of practice. For Bronc Country, this is Lucy Barrera.
UTPA volleyball playing their final road match of the season. Next on Bronc Country, we take you on a trip to Phoenix for the Bronx match at Grand Canyon. The UTPA volleyball team has certainly accrued some frequent flyer miles this season, over 16,000 in total, and their latest trip took them to Phoenix for the first time. Bronx playing their final road match of the season at Grand Canyon. The opening set featured 7 lead changes and 16 ties, starting with this Krista Freitas kill that makes it 2-1 Bronx. A little later on, set tied at 5. Casey Sanchez serving, ace. Bronx up 6-5. Now the Bronx are down 14-12, but not for long. Alicia Watson with the kill. Brings the Bronx within 1. Next serve, it's Sanchez. Ties it at 14. 2 serves later, tied at 15, and Haley Durham all over it. Puts the Bronx ahead again. Getting late, Bronx down 20-19, and we're back to Freitas. Ties it at 20. 1 serve later, Bronx down again, and Watson ties it again. Makes it 21 all, but the Antelopes take the set 25-23. On to the second set, and the Bronx fell behind 11-6, but after a Lopes error, Watson on the attack. Bronx within 3. Next serve, Nicole Masaki, ace. Bronx within 2. Moments later, Freitas. Bronx within 1. And then Watson puts an exclamation point on the run. Set tied at 11, but the Lopes get the next 2 and never look back as they take the final 2 sets and sweep the match 3-0. Durham and Freitas tied for the team high with 10 kills. Durham with a season-best 500 hitting percentage. Masaki with a double-double in her second-to-last career match, recording 26 assists and 11 digs to go with 2 aces.
I thought we were a little too error-prone for my liking. We had a lead in set 1, and we made a couple, both mental and physical errors, and that allowed them to get back into the set, and then a couple more real late, and gave them that momentum they needed to finish off. Continued a little more than my liking in set 2 and then in set 3 as well. It was really, they were playing well, but we gave them every opportunity to take the match from us, and they certainly did that.
Here's a look at the WAC standings. New Mexico State won the regular season title. Some seeding still to figure out before the tournament, and the Bronx have a chance to affect that when they host Bakersfield for senior night on Wednesday.
Bakersfield is a team that's playing really well right now. I think they're sitting tied for second in the conference right now, and they've gotten better as the season went on. We had a true battle with them. I know we got swept, but it was a battle out there at their place. They've got a candidate for Player of the Year in their senior right side, and so we've got to come out and be able to control her. I think she got hot late on us last time, and that was kind of the difference in the match. So we've got to control her. We don't have to necessarily stop her, but we've got to control her and then do our thing with everybody else. Blocking will be a big portion of it. Serve and pass is always a major component, but if we'll go out and control the net to our liking, then we'll be in a match.
2 Bronx went up to Baylor to compete at the NCAA South Central Regionals on Friday. Seniors Robin Galloso and Tanya Fabian ran strong races in the 6K to close out the season. They'll be back in action on December 6th at the Green and White Track and Field Meet on campus. If you've been following the UTPA Bronx Instagram account, You know, we're now less than 90 days from the first pitch of the 2014 Bronx baseball season. We're even closer, however, to an opportunity for local middle and high school students to get a chance to learn from the Bronx.
Slide, slide, slide. Oh my gosh, that is so much better.
The Winter Pitching League is designed for middle school and high school kids to get ready for their upcoming season. When it comes to hitting, we're going to cover, of course, mechanics. We're going to do video analysis. We have a lot of videos here. We're going to compare them with big league guys. We're going to teach them a lot of technique. We're also going to teach them the mental preparation, because often the mental side of baseball is often overlooked. So we're going to try to develop the entire hitter. Our staff is going to be ready to go, and it'll be a great opportunity for all the kids to learn. If they have any questions about anything in regards to hitting or pitching, it'll be really good for their development.
This commercial brought to you by Lax Furniture, an official sponsor of the University of Texas Pan American Intercollegiate Athletics.
Brave and bold, silver and gold.
We're on a mission.
Aggie up.
Bronc Country just got a whole lot bigger.
Mighty Wolverines of UVU.
Join the herd. Lopes up.
Bold moves, big season, grew up.
We are the new gold standard.
We will be champions.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Here's a look at what's coming up for the Bronx. Light week ahead, women's basketball faces VCU for the first time in program history, while the men go to UTSA. Then we get a good 5 days between games before the men visit Lamar. We want to thank you for stamping your passport in Bronc Country this week. Schedule another visit for next week. But until then...
This commercial brought to you by Lax Furniture, an official sponsor of the University of Texas Pan American Intercollegiate Athletics.
Brave and bold, silver and gold.
We're on a mission.
Aggie up.
Bronc Country just got a whole lot bigger.
Mighty Wolverines of UVU.
Join the herd. Lopes up.
Bold moves, big season, grew up.
We are the new gold standard.
We will be champions.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.